tell me, so we're talking about 2025. It's January. I asked Miriam, what's the goal for this year? Do you have a unit count goal or a sales volume goal, Miriam? Okay.
I know I have to do it by the end of the year.
Yeah, you had to do it by October, Miriam. By
Yeah.
October. Renee, do you have a business plan or a business map or
Yeah, I do.
okay? And what's the goal this year?
This year I want to do about 150 in GCI.
150
Um,
in GCI, and you said 25?
yeah, 25 deals.
Okay.
As in, see.
In- are you in California?
Yes, I'm in California.
For 25, 150, it's a little low, I think.
This is like I'm in a team, so it's me and my partner.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but what I'm trying to do differently this year is because last year was totally different, things have changed.
Okay.
But I'm focusing more on my end.
Okay. So first things first, 25 units. Miriam, you don't know what you want to do yet. You need to figure this out, Miriam, quickly, which is the economic model. Have you done the economic model before? Okay. You need to do this as soon as possible. And it's super easy. Have you seen the economic model before?
Do you help me to do that?
I'll give you a 30-second crash course right now because while I'm pulling that up, because here's the deal. I want to get to 25. Okay. So
Okay.
have you figured out? So if I'm sorry, I'm Renee. I want to get to 25. Have you
Hmm.
figured out, Renee, what that means in regards to um, contract signed, appointment set? Have you gone that far, or how have you figured out how to do
Yes, yes. So I have to do about this is for me because I'm a big dialer and door knocker.
it? Okay.
I'm sorry if I sound kind of weird. I'm a little bit on the cold side. I just came back from Spain too, just two
Oh,
nights ago.
nice. Cool.
Um, but I'm trying to do at least 50 conversations a day. 50 conversations a day, and that's about goals or phone call numbers I want to hit is about 300.
300 calls a day.
Yeah, 300 calls a day. But that's
Are you,
just yeah.
are you using a dialer?
Yes, I got my dialer back from Arch Agent.
Okay. Have how many calls were you doing a day before previously, or do you
I
have
was Yeah, normally what I was doing last year, I probably did like just like 200, like 180 to 200.
okay, possible with the dialer. Without the dialer, it's a little bit tougher to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So your key performance indicators are going to be what did you say again? What did we just talk about?
Oh, with how many contacts I want to make or phone calls?
Contacts, calls a day, you said 300.
Yeah, 300 a day. A day.
There was another number you had in there. What was it?
Oh, 50 conversations
50 conversations a day. Okay.
a day. Yeah. So
Have
say
you
if
done that have you done that before?
I've done like the most is like 25. So I've done like half of that. But
Okay.
I know like especially what my broker's telling me, I need to push it more and double it at least.
Because you can do it, but it's going to take you like six, you know,
Yeah.
a good 6 hours a day.
Uh-huh.
How many uh active listings do you have right now?
I have two right
Okay.
now, both on hold.
Okay. And how many pending?
One.
Okay. And then how many coming soon?
I have about uh one. I have two so far. Three in the moment.
Three coming soon. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So and buyers that are actively looking,
As of right now, I have one qualified.
one qualified. Okay. All right. So you have the ability to put 6 hours in based off of, all right, look, you only really have six deals, five, six, seven potential deals going right now. Two are
Hmm.
on hold, one's active, three are coming soon, and one qualified buyer. So do you have
Yeah.
an assistant, a VA, some sort of administrative help?
Yes, that's pretty much my partner. She kind of does all like the paperwork and almost like a TC, but
Okay.
she's licensed and we've been doing this together for about 8 years too.
Okay, perfect. No, the reason why I'm asking you that is because 50 contacts in a day is not an easy thing to do.
Hmm.
All right. And you being able to follow a schedule to get there to do that, because who are you going to call?
So what I usually do, I usually do phone calls about my listings that I have, and I like to do a lot of cold calls for like for example, this one qualified buyer I have. I'm
Mhm.
gonna be doing like a whole search for her too, trying to find something off market.
Okay, so circle prospecting where you're calling around areas, neighborhoods, listings, yada yada, right?
Yeah.
Okay, possible then, possible because that's the exact type of prospecting you'd need to do to be able to hit a higher number like that.
Hmm.
So so you have some key metrics. Do you have like a business plan and a business map?
I I did make one, but unfortunately right now I must have misplaced it somewhere. I got them from Tom Ferry's
Okay,
business plan, and then I think another one from Mike Ferry too, but I don't have it. I pretty much want to
yeah,
do
I
another
love
one again.
I love Mike Ferry. He's my original coach. Um,
Yeah.
and a lot of people in California are familiar on the West Coast with him. All right, so check it out. I'm just gonna go through this super quick because I want to talk to you
Yeah.
guys about what I really want to talk to you guys about is um, comments and questions and concerns. But look, this is a sample economic model. Okay. Now, Miriam, you should know this one, and if you don't know this one, you need to know it real super quick. Okay, which is what's my net income goal? What's my cost of
Hmm.
sale? What's my operating expenses? What's the gross commission that is I'm going to need to get there? Because my net income goal is going to be how much I want to put in my pocket, but there's cost of sale, there's operating expenses, and then this plus this plus this equals six equals the number of the gross commission number that I need, right? And then what percentage is going to come from sellers or buyers? And then that number times the 80% times the 650 is what gives me my number for, all right, well, 520 of it's going to have to come from sellers, 130 from buyers. Okay, what's the listing commission? What's the selling commission? What are those averages? And then you divide that, and then what that gives you your volume. And then what's your average sale price? Divide that, that gives you your numbers of homes sold. What's your conversion rate? Your conversion rate is how many of those actually close? Because all contracts you sign don't close. False or true?
Sure.
Okay.
True.
Keep your. It's okay, Miriam, if you have your somebody else is in the room, or I don't know if it does. You don't have to be on mute. So 85% for sellers, 90% for buyers. That's what I had. Listing. So 27 divided by 85 meant 31 listing agreements signed. So I need 31 signed to get to 27 sold. You guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay, now now listing agreements? I took 31 listing agreements, but what's the conversion percentage of the appointments I went on? So 31 divided by 85 gave me 37. So I need to go on 37 appointments to take on 31 listing agreements. Now 85% is a little high, but I'm good. So what's your listing? What's your percentage? And then on the buyer side, you run down the same thing. You add them up together. What's the total number of presentations I need to go on in a year? 50. If I go on 50 in a 42-week span of work, days off, holidays, 42 is a pretty decent number. Then 42 divided by 50 is one qualified presentation a week. Okay. Now, 1 times 2 is 2. All right. So I need to set 2 qualified appointments a week. Why did I do that? 1 times 2. Because if I have to go on one appointment a week, then Renee, you might know this. You set a lot of appointments. What happens to those appointments?
They um they mostly get signed for the most part.
No, well, look, you set
Oh.
appointments, you get them signed, you get they can't, like if you don't know people, you set appointments, they ghost you,
Mm.
they don't show up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
50% of those appointments that you set,
Hmm.
that nothing happens with. They don't show up, they ghost you. You're like, wait a minute, this is not a good appointment to go on.
Yeah.
So for appointments, if I want to go on one appointment a week, I need to set 2 appointments to go on one.
Oh, okay, yes.
You with me?
Yeah.
All right, so I got to set 2 appointments a week to go on one. My unit sold goal is 36. 27 plus 9 is 36. Okay? And then there's my economic model. Now look, email me paulyc@kw.com and I'll send you the economic model. But this is the business plan, but it's not the business map. What's the difference? The business plan are the numbers. Here's my goal. Here's how it breaks down. For me, and I have to redo this because my number actually is 54 is going to be 54 to close 42. Sorry. It's going to be 54 units. It's not 36. I'm going to take 36 by myself. My ISA is going to set up 18. That's my son. So I'm going to do 52. 52 or 54? 36, 18, 54. Right? Help me. I'm bad at math. 54. So my goal is actually 54. I have to redo this because I was recalculating and I'm like, I was looking at my numbers. These are my actual numbers. Is that 54 for me personally? Okay. And that's going to be a $500,000. It's going to be more than that, right? Okay, but you understand the example here because you gotta know what's your big domino for the year. For me, it's set 2 qualified appointments a week. Period.
Yeah.
If I set cancellations, ghosting, I don't want to go, whatever, because I've already factored in the failure.
Uh,
All right. So if I just set, that's my one thing, Renee. If I just focus on those 2 appointments set a week, everything works out. Now it's good to know how many contacts to an appointment. And here's the deal. MREA, Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. You don't know people. It can be 50. Your circle prospecting. Expired withdrawals, you can get down to 20 or 30. You got to be good though. Like you got to be good. You got to be able to like maneuver through, get past resistance, be able to explore conversations and be constructive and creative to be able to continue the conversation. Okay, but if you're calling circle prospecting, that's a little bit colder. That's going to run 50 contacts to an appointment.
yeah.
And that's with you being good. Because if you're not good, it's not 50. It's like 100.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now that's a problem, right? Then you're gonna have to, and I'm not gonna do it right here, but then you're gonna have to back, you're gonna have to work the math backwards on like, okay, well, if it takes 100 contacts to an appointment, and I have to set 2 appointments to go on one, so actually I need 200 contacts to get to 1 appointment. This is with no skills, right? Or bad skills, or not good
Right.
skills, right? 200
Beginner.
contacts. How long does it take for me to get 200 contacts? Well, if I'm doing 50 contacts a day, 50, 1, 2, okay, possible if I'm doing 15 contacts a day. Possible.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is are you really doing 50 contacts a day? Because math doesn't lie.
No.
Okay. Now, look, I just wanted to have a quick crash course on this because you guys, Miriam, you got to have clarity. Clarity is power, right? And if you don't have clarity on your numbers, then where are you going? You're just floating around. You're going to end up back at 3, 4, 5 transactions.
Don't want to do that.
Exactly. And the question is, can I afford to do that? The question is
Mm-mm.
how am I going to feel even if that were to happen and I'm still alive and I have a home, I have some place to live? Right? Like how do I feel about that?
Yeah.
Because I don't have it in front of me, man. Like if you guys don't have clarity on your why, like why is this important? And you may need to like have that somewhere in your world, on your bathroom mirror while you're brushing your teeth, in your workstation at work. You're not going to do this shit. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. You're going to cruise another year and you're going to do what you've always done and you're going to get what you've always gotten. All right. If you really want to go to the next level, you guys, for whatever that is for you, because it might just be 10 or 15 or whatever in regards to units,
Mm-hmm.
then you got to have clarity because this is just the map and the map is not, or sorry, this is the plan. The plan is not the map. What's the map? Miriam, the map is the GPS. Okay. And the GPS, I'm going to show it to you super quickly. GPS. I don't think you guys see that right now. Let me see. Stop sharing. Okay. The GPS is, Miriam, you know what a GPS is, right? Goals, priorities, strategies. What's the big goal? All right, first 6 months. There it is. How many contracts does that mean? Priorities. Number one, people at Mike Ferry says, people I know, people I don't know. The only two places to get business, Renee.
Hmm.
Okay. And then the third thing, my third priority is my growth plan. So this is what am I doing? How am I getting to the plan? Because the plan is the numbers. The map is how do I get there? All right. People I don't know, people I know, here's my growth plan. And then what are the strategies that support those priorities? GPS. Big goal. All right, if I want to get to 650 in GCI, I gotta have a plan with what's the first thing that I have to focus on? People I know. What are the things that I'm doing? People I don't know. What are the things that I'm doing? What's the growth plan? Because without mindset, you're screwed. All right, so this should be short and sweet, and you should be able to look at this on at least a monthly. I do it a weekly basis to stay on track with these things that help you plug into a weekly accountability because you can't do this all at once, Renee. But you need a big plan on like how am I doing this, and then figure out what's your accountability. I use a 411 where I write down 3 or 4 things on a weekly basis of what I want to accomplish, and those are my one things for the week. There should just be a few things that you're working on weekly, come hell or high water, because 50 contacts a day, that might just need to be a foundational rhythm that you're already doing. Besides that, what do you need to work on the GPS?
Hmm.
Okay, now if you don't have the accountability for it, though, it ain't gonna stick.
Yes.
You need to report to somebody, man. You need a group, a person, a coach, a broker, something. Because if you don't do that, I promise you, you will not make it. You won't.
Hmm.
You won't. Because who wants the easy button? Me. Who
Hmm.
Ferry used to talk about this. Creative avoidance. Dude, you will find a way to creatively avoid making those 50 contacts a day. It's just you did it last year. False or true?
Yeah, that's the reality. True.
That's the reality, man. And how old are you, Renee?
Yeah. What am I now? Shit, 29 or
Okay,
28?
29, right? Now
Yeah.
you're 28, right?
Yeah, 28. Yeah.
Okay, so look, you're venturing into big boy water where you want to make big boy money. False or true?
It's time. It's time. Yes.
Okay, man.
True.
So I'm giving it to you right now. Okay, if you want to make the money that you're looking to make this next year, then I need the plan, I need the map, and let me circle back around this, and then we'll talk about like questions and comments and concerns. Is
Hmm.
like your why, Miriam? If your why isn't like if you don't look at your why, okay. I'm looking up because I have mine written up on the wall, and I read it once a day. Okay, because this thing is actually the most important thing because none of this other shit is going to happen. You are not going to do it. You're going to find excuses to do it. You're going to find excuses on why you can't do it. Renee, you won't do it. You're not going to do it unless your why has clarity, and your why has is as often is rooted sometimes in family. It's rooted in disgust, right? Like, hold on, I got the hold on. I'm taking another course this morning, a training course that I was taking this morning, and he wrote this coach that I have. He told me these things, and I'm like, damn, he's right, man. Your five things that drive why. Ready? 5 things that drive why. Self-identity. Who am I? Who am I? People who quit smoking don't say, I don't want a cigarette. They go, I don't smoke. Or how about this? People who've never smoked, hey, you want a cigarette? What do they say?
No.
No, what? But I don't smoke. I'm not a
Hmm.
smoker. Okay, so the identity in your head, you have to if you have clarity with that. I'm like I'm a right here, right in the middle of my workstation. You guys can't see it. You know what it says? I am a millionaire real estate agent. I am right at the center of all my other power affirmations, Miriam, that I do for Power Hour. I'm alive, excited, I'm full of energy. Phone makes me money. I'm versatile. I listen for motivation. Objections are an opportunity. I always ask great questions. I have a powerful attitude. I see myself achieve my goal. People need my help. My service changes lives. I'm a powerful communicator. I bring value to every call. My mindset's strong all day long. Those are all there. And I got life affirmations too that I read in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth about who I am as a man, as a human being, right? Because who we tell ourselves we are and what we tell ourselves we are effing matters.
Hmm.
It matters, man. It matters. Because if you ain't talking to yourself, you're listening to yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
You hear me? If you ain't talking to yourself, you're listening to yourself. And that little voice that says shit to you that you wouldn't let anybody else say is not the shit that you need to go to the next level.
Mm.
Come on, man. Okay, self-identity. Family. Family can be a reason why. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for my wife. I'm doing this for my partner. I'm doing this for my significant other. I'm doing this for my mom. I'm doing this to make sure grandma gets taken care of. Fill in the blank. Number 3, contribution. There's some sort of significant contribution. You want to help fund your church. You want to give back to battered women. You want to something that matters to you because it really freaking matters to you.
Hmm.
Number 4, revenge. uh, think about everybody knows the story, Michael Jordan, right? Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, right? And when everybody knows who Michael Jordan is, right? Miriam, you know who
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is? Okay, just making sure, right? Michael Jordan gets cut from his basketball team, and what happens at his Hall of Fame speech? He buys a ticket for his high school basketball coach who cut him to be at his Hall of Fame speech. The greatest player who ever lived in basketball pays for his high school coach who cut him to be there. And you know what he said to him? He goes, "You made a mistake." Now it was all fun, right? But that you bet your bottom dollar that shit was burning in him for a long time. Right? Like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm going to show you I'm not good enough. I'm going to
Hmm.
show you. I'm going to show you. Revenge can be powerful. Okay. And then number 5, I already said was disgust. You're just sick and tired and you're not going to put up with it anymore.
That's kind of like what I put down too, because it's like for me, for example, I put down for last year I was gonna do good, and yes, shit happened. It's like I don't want to be all talk no more. As
Yeah.
in, like what my goals is, I can't be all talk no more. It's bullshit.
I heard two really good examples of this, Renee. One was for people that are in a situation financially, take your bank account statement, tape it up on your workstation.
Hmm.
That'll get you pretty pissed off
Oh yeah.
for some people, right? Another one was take a for people wanting to lose weight, like take your clothes off, take a picture of yourself.
Hmm.
A
You
good
got
one,
it.
a good one I heard was write a check, hand it to somebody else for an organization that you hate. Like you're against, like it, when you think about it, it makes you disgusted. You write an amount that's a significant amount, $1,000, $5,000, $100,000, whatever, right? Hand that check to somebody and go, look, if I don't do X by Y date, I want you to take that check and I want you to mail it to this organization no matter what I say. No matter what excuse I use, I need you to promise me that you're going to send this check to that organization. No matter what. I have to show you this by this time. And if I don't do that, I want you to mail it to me or mail it to that organization. Now, every time you think about what's going on or you put that some sort of visual on that, man, you're gonna like look, guys, more people are motivated by running away from something than running towards something. Disgust is one of those things where like people get fed up with shit, but you need some sort of anchor because you can't just say it and leave it or not have any real repercussions to it. if you're going to change, how are you really going to change this year? I
Hmm.
gave you 5 reasons why for people to like make it change. But now look, the real accountability is like, how do you set yourself up to win with that? With the people that you're held up, that are holding you accountable, or the person or the situation to hold yourself accountable, because what's going to happen if this doesn't happen? And it needs to be, look, a SMART goal, specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time sensitive. Okay. So these need to be goals that are specific, measurable, actionable. You can actually, take you can take action on it. They're relevant and they're time sensitive. But that actionable, like, is now, I'm not busting your chops here, Renee, but like, you're gonna figure this out. Like, is 50 real? Okay, it's real. Okay. Is 50 not real? Okay, what do I gotta do?
Hmm.
What adjustments do I have to make?
Yeah.
But if you're not tracking your numbers and paying attention to your business plan and math, however you do it, you don't got to do it like this, but you got to do something.
No, I like that way too.
You
I
got
guess
to do something.
more straightforward, more to the point.
Yeah. So
Yes.
email me paulyc@kw.com and I'll send you the GPS and the sample GPS and the economic model. And then also what we use for our weekly accountability is the 411. And I'm not going to get into the 411 right now, but we use that for weekly accountability.
Pauly C.
Pauly C, Pauly, paulyc@kw.com, and I'll send you all those documents.
KW.
Could you please send that to me too, Pauly?
Yeah, email me or I'm never going to remember. I won't remember, Miriam. You got to email me. Okay. What are we talking about? Challenges, issues, stuff that we talked about just now, or what else should we be talking about? Because this is the place for mindset, strategies, or skills to be able to power up. And the only
Hmm.
reason I do this is because it keeps me sharp. And because if I'm in Austin, Texas, Renee, you go, hey, you know what? Yeah, I know a guy in Austin, Texas, and you send me a referral.
I've been following you since I first started the business. I actually have your Pauly's playbook. I have the board. I just don't have it with me because I'm at home for some reason.
Yeah,
And I also have the scripts. Oh, that
cool.
shit's right here. Actually, yeah. So I've
Awesome.
been on you for a while.
All right. Well, look, let's turn theory into real practice, Renee, because this is the year for you to do that. And look, you're about to be 30, man.
That's the big thing. It's like I don't want to. I mean, I did pretty good for myself. I got my dream car. I bought my first house, but I want to do like you said, the 30
Congratulations.
number.
You
That's
bought
like
your
my
first
thing, though.
house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's the thing. I want to just move on to the next thing. That's what it is now. It's trying to make more money than what I
Dude, you
usually
bought
make.
you bought a house before 30. God
Yeah,
bless
I
you.
bought
That's
it
that's awesome.
uh, almost 3 years ago.
That's great.
Hmm.
That's great. Okay, now time to time to level up. And
Yeah, this is why I'm doing this.
I've given you good infrastructure for how to set that up. Okay, questions, comments, mindset, strategy, skills, what we were talking about, something else.
For me, I think with all this too, because I think my biggest problem really is this accountability part. It's so easy to say that you're going to be doing this, and I do do it. Sometimes last year I really did like say for example I was doing 200 phone calls, right? But I only did like 125, and I just stopped, and then I move on to other shit. I'm doing uh I call preview properties. I just want to stick to like my numbers, as you can kind of see too. This is like I track down like what I do with my numbers, and that's not it. I have like a whole bunch of notebooks, and I have it on the computer too. But this is like my kind of old school too. Like I have like numbers like contacts, this and that, but then I stop, and I need to stop doing that shit. Like I don't want, especially like what my broker has asked me to do too. But I don't know why I haven't done it. I think because for me, my position is because like it's me and my partner, and I always thought like, oh, doing it together. Yes, at the same time, this and that. But it's like more like she has her own thing going on now. She has her own things like she wants to do, and I have my own numbers I gotta set and what I want to close and speak with. So now like this year's gonna be totally different, where I need to kind of like we're still in a team, but I'm doing it my own. If that even makes any sense.
Yeah.
I'm the same too. I'm in the team, but I do everything myself.
Okay. You're still on that team, Miriam?
Yes.
Okay. So rule number one is figure out why this is important and write it down. And then after you write it down, figure out a way to reinforce it. Because it really has to be something that you're adamant about, you're energetic about, you're compassionate about. Like if you don't identify it, Renee, you're just not going to change, man.
Mm.
Because you're going to keep getting distracted. You're going to find creative ways to avoid things that you need to do. You're going to allow, and by the way, this is, I don't know if this is you, but it's me, is like allow my inability to maintain a high level of attention.
Hmm.
I don't have such a good attention span. Okay. And by the way, a lot of very successful people have that problem, which is what partially what allows them to be successful because they can keep moving and keep changing channels from thing to thing to thing to thing, which happens quite a bit in real estate. The challenge is that like we need, and I know if you've followed any of the fairy stuff, like we need those first 3 or 4 hours. I mean, 3 hours really in the day to
Hmm.
count. And usually that means like, okay, then I need my prospecting to get done in the morning.
Yeah.
Early, late, both good, but like you really want that early.
I always, especially for me, like I even have the times, excuse me, when I would start 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I even put
Yeah.
when I stop, stop at 10:30, get back into it, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So how do the consistency part of it is figuring out which one of those 5 reasons why pertain to you and then write it down. And then really write it out. Like write it out on like why is that your why?
Hmm.
Because obviously that in itself creates the identity of like who am I and what am I doing and why is it important. So on my why I write down uh who am I, what do I want, and what am I willing to do. And each of those have 3 paragraphs that are like 5 to 10 sentences long on who am I as a man, as a child of God, as a husband, as a father, as a son.
Hmm.
Like who am I? Okay, we're going existential right now because your identity and who you are and what you want. Question number two: who am I? Question number two. Question number one: who am I? Question number two: what do I want? Okay, well, I want these things. I want these monetary goals. I want these things. But you know what I want more? I want rich relationships. I want
Hmm.
experiences with my loved ones. I want to be able to have relationships and experiences that matter. Because all the money, that's what it's for. Like, okay, $1 million a year in GCI, yes, but I mean that's pile of cash is not what we want. And then people say freedom. Okay, well, what the fuck? What does that mean?
What's real? Yeah.
What does it mean? What does it mean? Like, spend some time to think about it. And the reason why I've been reminded, and one of the reasons that I'm talking about this emphatically with you guys right now is because I have to keep reinforcing that with myself because I get distracted, because I get caught up in the grind, because I am caught up in creative avoidance. Me. Guess what? Called being human. Okay, fine,
Hmm.
fine, fine. Now you know the field. Now you have the tools. How are you going to be held accountable? This is one way for me, because when you want to master something, teach it. I have an accountability group every Friday, 11 a.m. 4 people. We show up. You know what we do, Miriam? We go over the 411. That's what we do, right? And they're people from other industries. They don't have to be real estate agents, but what are we going to be held accountable to? I showed them what I use. You know what happened? They started using it because it's a good tool.
Hmm.
I got that from a billionaire. And if it works for a billionaire, then it probably is going to work for me. And that was my reason.
How, how can we join that group?
You can't join that group because we're only 3 or 4 people, and that's all we want. Because your accountability is really like 2 or 3. 4 is a lot. you only need a couple people. Okay. But here's the thing is that's maybe harder than prospecting. Like to find those like-minded people who are willing to show up and do that.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
Now, let's throw that out as an excuse. I got to just do the work to figure out on how to make that happen. Because here's who I am. Bang. Who am I? What do I want? And then what am I willing to do? And on what am I willing to do? One of the things is I am resourceful on finding people who are further down the road than me, psychologically, physically, financially, and spiritually. And so I hunt for that stuff. I join, Darren Hardy's got a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff in the Darren Hardy community because those are like-minded entrepreneurs. You can and I pay for a lot of that stuff, but you can go on Facebook and join Tony Robbins or Darren Hardy or fill in the blank with some, John Maxwell or these groups that you can find people, and you're gonna get flakes, and you're gonna get people who aren't consistent, and then just move faster through those people. Because
Hmm.
if you're reading on a daily basis, who am I? What do I want? What am I willing to do? Then you can keep recalibrating yourself because you will continue to go off track. Guaranteed, even doing all this. And you won't even do this. And if you're in these accountability conversations, like this is one here, okay, this is one. Uh, then you're reminding yourself, going, okay, oh shit, okay, all right, I got to go back to there. Start it again.
Yeah.
Start it again. Start it again. Start it again. Start it again. Who are you? What do you want? What are you willing to do? Those three questions written out. Spend some time with those. I promise you, you will. If you care, and if you're serious, it'll mean something to you. Because those three questions I've changed over the years multiple times based off of the season of my life. And I continue to go back to it to remind myself who I am, because a lot of the stuff that I have to do to my whys, to do the things that I need to accomplish, to accomplish my whys, to get to my whys. Meaningful relationships that are centered in time and experiences. Some of it costs money, not all of it, right? Um, so it's not all monetary like reward. Like some of it's going to be like, okay, I want to be a better father. I want to be a better mother. I want to have a better relationship with my kids. I'm intentional
Want to
about
be
one of my things. What am I willing to do? I'm intentional about being. I'm intentional about separating work time from home time, even though that's a freaking really hard thing to do. I say it to myself so that I can say I am intentional about spending, about delegating my time, about my schedule, and respecting other people's schedule, being on time, right? On
hmm
being intentional about conversations to encourage and support my children, and being there for them to understand them and encourage them. Okay, we went a little high level today on like, but look, we're tapping into something right now where you have a huge opportunity to accomplish what you want to accomplish in 25. Okay, we got a few more minutes. What else we talking about? What else we talking about?
that. And then I'm sorry, I don't want to take over the conversation of anything, but let me think. Let me think.
What what are
No,
your what
I'm ready.
what's your takeaways from what we've talked about so far? And how do you see um, what you can implement or what you can use or how you would or what you can take away from this conversation, your big ahas or big takeaways, Renee?
My big takeaway is, like you said, is it's the three I started down as my why, and as just being realistic with my goals of what I want to do for like the 25 deals that I want to close this year,
Yeah,
especially the money that I want to make. Because like I said, like that my biggest thing last year was just like I thought I was gonna do that. I didn't even get close to half of it. That really sucked, and then it kind of just made me feel like shit. Like I want to be like one of my whys is I want to be a better agent because like I know I could have helped out so many more people that I was speaking with in the past. I lost probably two deals because I didn't respond to people back. And that was like one of my things too. Like I want to be a better kind of weird. I don't know if it is weird, but I want to be a better responser because sometimes when you have like 1,000 text messages and like
Yeah.
I barely figure out you can pin stuff up, but like like I actually sometimes I forget getting back to people, and just that and I need to stop freaking doing that because like
Yeah.
I want somebody to do that to me if anything. If I'm trying to buy a house or sell one,
So
even if it's a cold lead, because
yeah,
that takes
yeah,
time to build
yeah.
up.
So Renee, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. So everything that we're talking about, I call it OTB time. And on my calendar, it says OTB, on the business. Not working files, Renee, not answering emails,
And
not
trying to create a newsletter and stuff like that.
no, none of that. None of that. None of that. On the business, not in the business. So on the business, let me look at my GPS. Let me look at my 411.
Mhm.
Let me look at my economic model. And that's where, even for this year where I already did all that, I looked at it and I was looking at it and I was looking at it. And the more I looked at it, the more I was like, wait a minute, this is needs an adjustment.
Mhm.
But if you don't schedule yourself to like create those things and go, okay, OTB time Friday at 2, and I need to create an economic model. I need to write out my why. I need to schedule time on my calendar every Friday, 11 a.m. OTB 411-GPS. What does that mean? Get my ass to that and look at it and study it and see what you need to do. And I
Mhm.
got a little task. I got a task folder, an electronic task folder, where when I think about something, I just file it away in OTB time, and I can get to it later, so I don't have to worry about it now.
Yeah.
All right, Miriam, what's your big takeaway today? What do you see as actionable? What do you see as important on something you can move on?
Don't be tradition. Be serious about your job. Make a plan and follow it. Be
Make,
more confident.
and look, Miriam, I know it's going to be hard to like find people to do accountability, but you can do it. You got to. It's an effort, especially to keep it going, especially to make sure that these people are taking it seriously. Because are we just kind of half-assing this, and people are showing up, and like we're not really like.
Sticking to it.
And I found 3 people that I'm already in accountability with, so we're full on our accountability group. But like, because it's 4 people and it's 30 minutes on the dot, start, finish, and 4 people is even a little. It's a little like 3 is really like the magic number to me for a 30-minute accountability group, and like no effing around. Like we're gonna do this. Here we go. 411s. Let's go. What'd you say we're gonna do last week? Why didn't you do it? What happened? Well, okay, what do you need help with to talk about? And like,
Like grading ourselves.
yeah, how'd we do? You said, okay, Renee, you said you were gonna do A, B, C. How'd you do? All right, here's how
Uh,
I did. All right, what was the challenge? Anything we need to collaborate on? Quick, quickly. We got shit to do. We can't sit here talking all day about your problems.
yeah, exactly.
Eh. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing up.